moving ahead. Another open house is on Liberty Street. So we tried to do this in August, and we got hit with storms that day. So we've set a new date for the open house on the Liberty Street renovations. This will be done in a series of open houses as part of the kind of broader picture plan that we've been working on, and the grant that was received to help do some of this renovation. We've got a steering committee that's meeting regularly. We've got some subgroups that have been meeting, whether they're event hosts or local utility experts, including our own public works team. So public safety has been involved in this. So now it's time to do the first public open house that gives everybody a chance to kind of weigh in on the priorities that have been named by those groups and start to give some feedback. So that's going to be September 8th here at City Hall. And that will be hosted with Terra Engineering, who is the consultant on that project. So I'm going to cross our fingers.
There's a little thing to walk up, but when you get down to the edge of that alley, it's a step down. There's no accessibility for handicap. So, and she was wondering about that, and I said that we're going to do this. Is that something that would be addressed? And what would the time frame be?
So a couple of things there. So I guess first to clarify, is that on Liberty then? On Liberty. So Liberty and Benton.
Well, just you can get up handicap-wise at Benton, and then you go down past her store and past the barber tender place. Yep. And then the next step is her.
Oh, at the alley, like towards the chamber. Okay.
Yeah. So there's no, once you get up there, there's no, you have to go backwards to get off the
Okay, got it. And I'm sure, yeah, it is a concern. And I'm sure Josh Holman, our public works superintendent, our public works director, is nodding his head that yes, I'm very, very well aware. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Ray, because part of this project has to be the ADA accessibility of the street itself, the street and the sidewalk. So there are going to be some changes that have to be made because ADA accessibility is a priority in this project. So, we're expecting folks might feel surprised by there's going to end up being more handicap parking. There's going to be more sloping to the sidewalks. There's going to be just some different gradients that you've seen downtown, and that's because once this area goes under construction, it's just like a building. It's no longer grandfathered in to the Americans with Disabilities Act. It becomes something that has to comply. So we will see changes like that one, but others that will be dictated just by virtue of doing this work and doing the construction. It then has to become ADA accessible, which I'm personally very excited about. I know a lot of people in the community are excited about that, but it will dictate some of the design just because we need to be accessible for all. So I'm really glad that you raised that because that sort of is the first piece of the puzzle, and then the other things have to fill in around it.
To tie in with that,
yeah, go ahead.
The pathway from Benton all the way over.
Yeah.
When are we going to be looking at that, and will that tie in with what they're doing with?
Yeah, so that path will also be ADA accessible, which will be nice. It'll be nice and wide, and people will be able to use it. The project is in phase 2 engineering, which you're very versed in right now, engineering phases. So we're probably looking at, I'm going to look at Lori, what would be a year away from?
Probably a year, 3 months maybe.
Yeah. It's a long, big undertaking. But things, you're used to hearing that. But things are moving along with that, and it will be accessible, and it will tie in to downtown.
I am still pushing for lights. I just saw a interesting Facebook post about submitting the night or something. So I really do think that
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Thanks for asking those questions so we can provide a little more context on those. As far as timing goes, back to your Liberty Street question, we need to get through kind of all of this public input phase and really come up with a solid design plan. And there's going to be a point soon where the city, the stakeholder group, and the engineer has to prioritize what can we do, because we've got a pretty big wish list of things. As you can imagine, some of that is underground, and so we may not see those benefits immediately. on top, but it's got to be done. So prioritization will be key there. I know that there's a commitment to do the work in phases so that the whole street isn't torn up and kind of indefinitely. And there'll be much more thought and conversation around that, because that's obviously not something that can be done in isolation. It's got to be done with business owners and the events and everything else that kind of drives our economic development downtown.
Any questions? Okay, rescheduling of the Liberty Arts Festival.
Yeah, so just a quick announcement, because we're getting a lot of questions and starting to do a rollout now. So weather didn't cooperate. I think we had Grundy Sheriff's Office maybe 114 inches of rain one particular week, and that's when we tried to host the Liberty Arts Festival. So the event was postponed, and a new date has been chosen. It's going to be October 17th, and so we started with the artists. I'll turn it over to Ray to kind of talk about how that's going and the interest that you've gotten so far.
Heck if I know. That's not my department. But I would say, yes, we've had a couple say, well, we can't be there for that, but for the most part, I do believe that we actually got a few more that said they're glad. And so I think it's going to be well attended. We just pray for good weather.
It'd be nice if it be cooler.
Cooler, I think cooler would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually, I'm kind of looking forward to it. But October kind of, you never know. But I think we're going to pray for good weather.
Okay. Let's see. Beth, any questions from the audience? Yes, Jim.
Yes, I've been out recently, talked to a lot of the homeowners on Liberty Street, and they believe downtown starts when you turn off of Route 6 and start to go south on Liberty Street. And they said they try to keep their front yards looking streets so downtown is attractive. And they'd like to see us try to keep the striping on that part of the street looking nice and the curves painted. So if we could look into that, they would appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not gonna ask anything.
Yes, ma'am.
I have two different concerns. One is the new Liberty Street. With the open house, if you get too many people saying you have too many bump outs, I'm just using that as an example, is it okay to, you can change it then? I mean, will that change it, or will you still keep it no matter what people say? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be negative, but.
No, that's what we're looking for, is community input.
Okay.
To see what people are wanting, and of course, base everything off what we get.
And the next question is, my non-techie person standing here, is the virtual meeting, you have to do it at your home, correct? You do it at your home on your, and somebody's already shaking their head.
Well, your home, the library, any place there's a computer.
Or phone, yeah, but I mean, it's not
here.
meeting, you can't, yeah, thank you.
It's
It's
not
not
here.
here with the
You're
screen.
not gonna sit with a group of people.
Or no, I mean, just a virtual meeting with the screen, you know, and viewing it.
Yeah, you'll see the people's faces on your.
Right. Well, I can always black mine out, believe me.
Okay.
Okay, I guess I'll ask.
So, thank you.
You got it.
Okay, the data center, he's making a lot of promises, and he says that we're all gonna go over it. My problem is, it's by the Rod and Gun Club, and which is the lakes. And he said they're going through things that they have found in Aurora. Now, will he take into consideration some of the stuff that is gonna happen with the Rod, where the water is, because they're butting up right against the Rod, it's back lakes?
I haven't seen the site plan, I don't know how close the building's gonna be to.
And it's also, and it's also a floodplain where they're building it.
So it's two separate things.
Well, it's two separate things, but it's also one thing. Right.
With regard to the draft proposal, they have not submitted a site plan yet, so we don't know any details of exactly
It is a floodplain, okay, whatever.
But regardless, we will review that site plan in detail, and I will promise you that we will make sure that there is not going to be any negative.
Please talk into the mic.
Pardon me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, I'm sorry. With regard to the tract development, they have not submitted a specific site plan yet, but when they do, it will be reviewed by the city engineer, by us, by everybody on the review committee. It'll be done in a public forum at a meeting here at the Development Review Committee, 10 o'clock on a Thursday sometime, whenever they submit a plan.
Second Thursday of the month.
Second Thursday.
Yeah.
It'll be reviewed in a public forum, in a public meeting. Well, you'll be able to see the plans if you come to the meeting and review them yourself, but we will absolutely be making sure that it doesn't have any negative impact on the project.
I've tried to send in questions, and I got no answers, none for the meeting.
Well, I think the idea was they're going to answer the questions at the meeting. Is that correct, Jodi?
I didn't get any acknowledgement that they accepted it or anything. Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting all around from everybody.
I can talk with you after the meeting and make sure that you're registered and make sure that they've received your questions. I'll talk to the Grundy
I
County
got
Chamber.
nothing.
No, I'm
No,
I'm
I
actually
know, I
offering.
know. Okay.
I work here, so
All
I
right,
can meet you
thanks.
afterwards. Okay.
Hi, my name's Patty. I live in Moore, 60450. It's not that we're against data centers per se, we're against the location of the data center. Because I'm a member of the Project Young Club, I've been a member since the 90s. It is adjacent property. And I would like to discuss what tract is actually being sued by the Nevada Energy. And I know before you guys give business licenses and stuff, you do background checks. You don't give people businesses without vetting them and finding out their financial background, for example. And this is a story by CBS News. Nevada Energy Company sues data center in first of its kind fight over who should pay for AI build-out. August 7th, 2026. The largest energy provider in Nevada, NV Energy, is suing data center developer Track, accusing the company of trying to pass costs on to customers. Issues is who pays to expand energy infrastructure when the data center needs as much electricity as a mid-sized city. For example, Track wants to use 48 times the energy as the city of Morris. Track wants to use, and this is from Mayor Brown and Julie Wilkinson. They have done interviews with WCSJ. They did a More to Morris podcast, and it says, you know, phase 1, 1 million gallons per day. Phase 2, 2 million gallons per day. Clary, who owns the land, who sold the tract, and also owns the adjacent property, has put out a public brochure saying we have up to 3 million gallons of water per day. According to the Illinois State Water Survey, our Tier 1 groundwater supply, and this was published January 2025 by NAMIX, says that in Grundy County, we're actually negative. We're using more water than we have a supply of. So our aquifer is already stressed. It also states, the case marks the first time that a major utility company has sued a data center developer and could influence who is responsible for the cost of building infrastructure needed to power the A-boom. Projects that create new infrastructure or energy costs must pay those costs and cannot shift them onto Nevada, families, small businesses, or existing customers. NV Energy spokesperson Katie Jo Collier told CBS News, residential and small business customers cannot be left on the hook for these investments now or in the future. Despite traces back to the agreement signed by NV Energy and Track's local contracting entity, Pro Power, which established terms for delivering to data centers. According to a statement from Track, NV Energy is refusing to deliver power it had promised to provide while still demanding that the Denver-based data center Track begin $1 billion in upgrades. So the question is, right now, Track gave ComEd, what, $1 million? And in Nevada, they're asking for $1 billion in upgrades. So what is needed for the data center at this location is going to raise, it has already raised our ratepayer cost for energy. And ComEd already has come out and said the bills are just going to continue to go up. So basically, it says, Nevada rules require large power users to go through the commission which determines. And to make it short, it seems like the suit is against Track trying to undermine and go beyond the regulations of the city or the state of Nevada, which is, you know, like doing business with a bad business partner that is trying to, you know, manipulate prices and stuff. And we're concerned about our power bills. You know, we're concerned, you know, a major concern I think is the location of this. If it was in a cornfield away from homes and not in people's backyards, we wouldn't have a problem with it. You know, and what's going to happen if our aquifer dries up? Because, you know, they did a study of the water measurements, and this is a regulated, you know, Illinois State Water Survey that they do every year, and they monitor, and Grundy County is actually low. So, and then another thing is, they want to bring in more nuclear to power these data centers, and we're going to be on the bill for that. So power customers are going to end up paying to supply the data center with more energy because we don't have the energy.
Well, okay, I'll let Mike speak to this, but just by my knowledge, and I don't have a lot. I think that's what the ordinance is, they're developing is to limit water use, electric use. As for electric bills, I think the Illinois Commerce Commission, whoever's the only one that can raise an electric bill. That's not going to be based on data center.
Well, this is information off the notice of interest.
Well,
The Constellation, they want to build, they stopped the moratorium so we can now build more nuclear plants in Illinois. Illinois has the most nuclear plants in the entire country already.
but they're servicing the state as a whole. They're not servicing that one data center.
Right.
And there's places all over that don't have good reliability. We're lucky that I think we do pretty well.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, I'm trying to think, you had a lot of stuff there. The lawsuit with Nevada and things, we don't know how that's going to be adjudicated. And did they not have their safeguards in place when they set out and did their building? I don't know. I think that's what our ordinance is doing.
Yeah, because
Mike wants to add something.
I think there's a lot of information here that's not really within the purview of this group. It's certainly good for community dialogue, but it's not the charter of this group as volunteers, as a non-voting body. So I think we certainly would welcome these discussions, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Chairman, that's probably been 5 minutes.
yeah,
So we can.
We would like a moratorium, at least until maybe this lawsuit is resolved to see if they have, you know, bad business
As I
practices.
say, that's not under what this board does, and we don't have a voting right.
I know, but you guys approve businesses.
No, they don't.
Would you?
No, they don't.
No.
Then who, I thought you
The
guys.
Judiciary and Licensing Committee of the City of Morris, which is comprised of aldermen.
We don't vote on anybody or anything.
Alright, so everybody here lives in Grundy County, so basically I'm just also giving information as to how this is gonna affect our community.
And we thank you for your input.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to speak if that's okay.
Martin, yes, sure.
Good morning. I just want to give a statement of formally declining the invitation of TRAC for the virtual community meeting tonight. We started a small petition for that, and I just wanted to read it real quick. It's just a one-page letter. It's not very long. Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the invitation to the virtual track community meeting on August 25th, 2026, August 27th, 2026, at 6 to 7:30 p.m. We appreciate track extending this courtesy to the community of Morris. However, we, the people of Morris, unfortunately are declining your invitation. Our expectations of a traditional sit-down community meeting with genuine discourse, where honest questions are encouraged and reasonable answers are given, mediated by an impartial third party, were not met. This is disappointing and regrettable, as we have been looking forward to talking with representatives of TRAC and having the opportunity to ask tough questions, learn more facts about the Morris Technology Park Data Center project, and hopefully walk away with more understanding from both perspectives. To clarify, we are declining this meeting for the following reasons. Sincerely hope these expectations can be met in future engagements. Number one, the expectation of a traditional sit-down in-person community meeting. We would like the opportunity to meet representatives from TRAC, shake their hand, get to know them better, and for TRAC representatives to get to know our community better. As TRAC is a community-focused company, we hope they would be open and welcoming to this opportunity. Number two, we, the people of Morris, don't feel it's appropriate to ask for our home address as a condition of attendance. And that feels like an obvious marketing ploy. We honestly don't need to jump in. Brings up privacy concerns and is an overreach by TRAC. While we understand TRAC's desire to speak with residents, this project will impact the most. It's important to remember that the Galesville Aquifer and the PGM West Power Market is shared with numerous communities across all of northern Illinois and several other states. The scale and scope of this project will have an impact far beyond the boundaries of Morris, Illinois. Number three, we, the people of Morris, don't understand the purpose of submitting our questions ahead of time as another condition of attendance. What purpose does this serve other than allowing TRAC the opportunity to approve the favorable questions and avoid the tougher, more uncomfortable ones? We do not feel this establishes a fair, impartial, or balanced environment. Number four, we, the people of Morris, would like a community meeting to be moderated by an impartial third party representing all of the agreed upon invited parties who are not a representative of TRAC or the city of Morris. We feel it's the only way of trusting that everyone's views and interests are represented fairly, impartially, and with true transparency. We appreciate your understanding and sincerely hope there will be future opportunities to meet, discuss, and address the concerns of the project. Thank you, we the people of Morris and surrounding communities. I just wanted to say that it's not that we're not open to meeting with TRAC. We certainly are. We've been looking forward to that, wanting that. What we're objecting to here is the fact that it's a virtual meeting. And our questions are being vetted, obviously, ahead of time. And honestly, that feels more like something to bolster their corporate image rather than a true meeting. We would like more traditional open forum meeting. I've been in sales before, and I know that any salesperson, they know their product. They know their product, they know what objections are coming. They have no need to vet questions ahead of time, and they look for opportunities to sit down with the customers. And as the community, we are the customers of this product. They look forward to sitting down and they welcome those questions because they know that they can answer them. And TRAC is $1 billion company. Their salespeople should be more than professional. They deal with high-profile clients. They should be able to do that. That's basically what our objections are today. I do have the signatures of our petition for the virtual meeting. Can I submit that today? I'm going to email a copy to the alderman and the mayor.
Yeah, I don't want to know who's on your petition. I can't vote on it anyway.
Okay,
So
we'll just submit it to this.
If somebody wants it, but I don't see how I can benefit you.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make the formal announcement today of that. So, okay, thank you.
I will say, I think it's, I don't want to say sad. I agree with you. I don't know what TRAC's, meeting schedule is, but I think if people did go to the virtual meeting, it might answer a lot of questions.
What we know from other communities' experience, that when these types of meetings have been set up, that it has not gone well for them. It has been very one-sided, non-impartial, and that's not the kind of meeting that we want to walk into.
It may bring up other issues that you're not thinking about looking at. Okay. We appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick comment about power. So as we've been following different projects and trying to educate ourselves as well about the power impact, because we all know it's significant. Comment.
Could you just tell everybody who you are?
Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy Norton.
Yep.
With Economic Development.
No, I do not.
Commonwealth or ComEd has been pretty aggressive in trying to make sure that they mitigate how costs get passed on. And so they have come up with something called a TSA, a Transmission Service Agreement. So they are requiring all large load customers sign this TSA. And not only do they have to sign to commit to pay for the improvements, but they have to post a letter of credit. So the TSA agreement is actually, I think it's posted on the City of Morris. I'm not going to pretend that I'm technical enough to understand if it does everything that it has to do, but I think it's in direct response to the real issue of they should pay their way for whatever costs that they have. So I would encourage people to look at the transmission service agreement. The other comment quickly is, for better or for worse, we are part of a 13th state PJM network. So the power that we export actually in Grundy County, 95% of our power that we generate is not consumed here. It goes out on the transmission lines all across northern Illinois into northwest Indiana and along to the other 13 states. So the challenge I know Mike has looked at it, is that the power is going to go out to the locations. And so it's going to have to be a national, federal discussion about how they should have a different rate base or how that would work on that side. But I will encourage people the TSA is out there. It's pretty comprehensive. I know it must be a little onerous because I hear a lot of complaints about it from the development side. So I know it's pretty significant. So something for people at least to look at and read. Thank you.
Thanks for your input, Nancy.
I would like to just say, as a resident of Morris, I don't appreciate people speaking on my behalf, so I'd like it to be added to the record that her letter is coming from a certain group of people and not the true people of Morris, as was stated in her letter.
Okay. Announcements. Let's see, August 29th is the Morris Beer Fest in Gould Park. You got any more insight on that?
Yeah, so this is 5th year for that event, returning to Gould Park on the 29th, and there'll be food trucks, several beer vendors from across Illinois, maybe even a few out of state, and it's always a good event. I think the band that day is Poke the Bear, which is locally known. They're a fun group of guys, so just a nice addition to Gould Park as we round out the event series and festivals that are hosted there.
Is there a beneficiary for that, or what is?
No, so that one's not put on by a not-for-profit group. It's Aaron Hansen is kind of the driver of it, and then there's a committee of volunteers that get behind him. So I think it's more of a, just kind of a promotion and give the vendors a chance to come out and be in the park. So I'm not aware of a beneficiary if there is one.
Okay, let's see, September 12th is 3 French hens and Morris, and then of course followed by Morris Cruise Night. There's one more cruise night, is that correct?
Yeah, there will be another French hens and another cruise night in October. And then they'll take a break. French hens will continue in November. It'll be back at Jennifer's Garden where they do the indoor nighttime market, and then returning in December for the Winterfest that they do, so.
Okay.
Steve?
Yes, sir.
I missed the mention, because Matt got involved in this group, flowers and stuff was a big part of the conversation. I think they were the best thing they've done since we started. I know Julie and
Josh, I'm looking at Josh Holman.
Josh, that's
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. You know, it was a big transition when we took that project to bid. It was really a big deal for the city, not just for the hanging baskets, but for the pots and the additional flower beds that we've established with more signage, the entry signs, the downtown signs that were part of a grant. So that was a pretty comprehensive package, and I think we're really pleased with the product too, but we're biased. So it's great to hear from you. That vendor has worked out very well, significant cost savings for the city to go that route. But it's still a large lift for our public works. So a special thanks to Josh and his watering crew that have been out faithfully through some really hot temperatures to keep those plants looking alive and protecting the city's investment. You guys do a great job.
Is Josh going to be a fixture here at the meeting now?
No, after today.
I just wondered if he's going to give an update, Carrie. I just wondered how the park is going over here back. Yes.
Well, I'm park.
Oh.
Our park director is, Scott.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, well, he is, I guess, under your preview.
Oh, I can bring it up for you.
We can do that in September, maybe give a parks update.
If you wanted an update real quick on McKinley, the asphalt's down for the basketball court, started laying flat work in the city walk at the curb. The brand new concrete's around the existing bathroom building, and they're starting to intertwine on the sidewalks. That will wrap in between the new playground, basketball court, and then all the thorough walkways through the park. The fence is down at the baseball field, that will come back in. We will start to place the concrete for the new dugouts, where all the bleachers go around the backstop, and then the fence will follow. I'm still looking at end of October. We should be pretty close to a punch list by the end of October. Structures, playground equipment, anything that is city provided, I have at Ashley Road at our facility. So we have all of that ready to go vertical once the concrete and the base is in. We met with JST on site for our second progress meeting yesterday. I'll have those notes to follow up with, but keep providing me 82 degrees and sunny.
Appreciate you asking about that part, Ray, because Public Works has been heavily involved in that, both in the demolition and the construction, and it's been a significant cost savings for the city to do that. So you can see Lori smiling as we talk about that project, but it's no small feat. So thanks again for your willingness to do everything from handle the landscaping to put up new parks.
Okay, and lastly, the announcement, September 23rd through 27th is Grady County Corn Festival. And what number is that? 77? 67? 67? Of course, a great time to have by all except for our police force. We appreciate your efforts. Okay, we got a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thanks everybody for your time. We'll see you September 22nd.